Now, get ready for the hottest podcast coming out of Dallas, Texas, with Sean Fox, K Boogie, and Cowboys Nikki. Stars talking Cowboys. Let's go!
Yo, here we go again, back up on the scene. Stars talking Cowboys, you know what I mean. The podcast repping everything with silver and blue. Keeping it real, that's what they do. Let me tell you about the crew. Sean Fox spitting facts, K Boogie's giving game. Nikki's got the stats, so of course she covers everything. It's showtime, so let's get to the biz, and that Stars talking Cowboys. Yeah, you know what time it is. Yo, welcome back to another podcast episode of Stars Talking Cowboys. Starring Sean Fox, K Boogie, and Cowboys Nikki is in the building.
You gonna dig this. Let's go.
What's up? What's up? What's up?
What's going on? What's the play, player? What's the play, player? Yes, sir.
Man, glad to be back from last week. I had some technical difficulties.
It's all
and
good.
then I was catching the flu. So
oh man, yeah, I know the flu bug is definitely going around, bro. Be safe out here.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Here we go. So I was so looking forward to this show today.
I am too.
and the number one reason why I'm looking forward to this show today is especially for my obviously we're going to talk about the game. Obviously, we did pretty good. But I just want to see how far the goalpost is going to get moved after this win. Yeah, and I've already seen a couple of comments about with the goalpost being moved after this game.
It's always going to be moved when it's the Cowboys, man. You can't even find a goalpost. Forget moving it. You can't even find it. You can't find a goalpost. It's nowhere to be found when it comes to us. But it's all good, though. It's not a problem. The only thing I wish we'd have hung 45 on them. It seemed like we were just, like in the second half, we was coasting. I'm like, wait a minute, what's going on? Why are we coasting? Are we saving some plays for the Buffalo game or Miami? Why are we not blowing them out? That was my only complaint about the whole game. I'm like, why are we not blowing them out? What's going on? Why are we holding back? Because if you look at the Seattle game, we was on full throttle all game. This game seemed like they just took it easy in the second half a little bit.
Yeah, but we had to be at full throttle against Seattle because Seattle was full throttle against us.
I know. It just seemed like we was holding back a little bit in the second half, though. That was it. My emotions was really in that Seattle game. This second half, I was like, what's up, yo? Why y'all slowing the pace down a little bit? When CD dropped that pass, I was like, yo, CD, what are you doing? That was a touchdown. Yeah. I was like, come on, CD.
But you also got to look. You also got to look at that. Hell, Philadelphia gave up. You got to really admit it. They gave up after. I didn't see them after halftime. They got that strip sack.
That was lucky.
Fumble return for a touchdown. They gave them a little light, but other than that. You could tell their body language, and I was just so proud of us. Not just that we beat the Eagles, but we convincingly beat them. But at the same time, we've been talking all year that, and if you win a game in the NFL, let's just keep it 100. It's hard to win games in the NFL, so. A win is a win, whether it's by 30, 40, or 1 point. As long as you got the W, you got the W. But Philly has been flirting with disaster all year against good teams, against bad teams. They've been flirting with disaster. And it's finally caught up with them for these last 2 weeks. You had two good teams to come out and just put it on them. There wasn't no close. These last two games weren't close games.
No, not at all.
Where you had Jalen to come back and do the Jalen magic or whatever the term that they're using, the clutch Jalen, and I've heard so much stuff about Jalen Hurts. I'm not saying this guy, not saying that kid, he's not a bad player. He's a very good player. But a lot of games that they have won should have been L's for them. They reminded me of Minnesota of last year.
Last year, right? When Minnesota's winning all those 1-point games, 2-point games. You're right. You're right. They resemble Minnesota in a lot of different ways. You know what I'm saying? They win in close games, and then all of a sudden you play against good teams, you get blown out. That's what happened to Minnesota last year. So, I mean, hey, man, listen. I just wish we would have blown them out by more. Forget about holding back anything. That was my wish. I said, listen, we can put 40, 45 on the Eagles because we were playing physical. We brought the heat. We smacked them in the mouth. We were more physical than the Eagles. I guess we learned our lesson from that 49ers game. You see what happened to Seattle. Seattle thought they could punch us in the mouth. We wasn't going to punch it back. No, this is a different Cowboy team. We're going to punch you back. We're going to keep punching you back. We're going to keep punching you in the mouth. And that's what we did against the Eagles. We were so much more physical than the Eagles on both, actually, line of scrimmage. In the paint, I mean, not in the paint, but in the trenches, on both sides of the ball, we were more physical than the Eagles. And when was the last time you can actually sit down and say that we were more physical than the Eagles in the trenches? That's one thing I love about this team right now.
Well, I think that it hasn't been the fact that because I think we played them tough over the last couple of years, minus injuries, minus sitting players because of, playoff seeds that had already been determined. I think the biggest thing for me was the attitude after the game. DeMarcus Lawrence and his comments, and a lot of people have talked negative about that. I love that. He came out and his attitude, the way Fergie is playing and his attitude, and Dak's flexing and talking crap to the, there is a different swag to the Cowboys that we haven't seen in a long time.
In a very long time. Hey, Jake the Enforcer, baby. Some of it stems from Jake the Enforcer because Jake, boy, he want all the smoke, and I love that. Here we go. Yeah, I'm saying Jake wants all the smoke, and I love it, man. I love that we have that emotion on offense. We missed that when Dez actually, was let go. We missed that. I know Zeke would feed me. That's one thing. But to sit there and jaw back and forth with your defender because they think they're doing something, I love Jake for that. You know what I'm saying? He wants to get physical too. He wants all the smoke, and I love it. And I love that. Hey, what you think about Butter? Butter is Aubrey. That's who Dak calls him Butter because he says he's so smooth when he kicks. He don't worry about nothing. Butter that's my play of the game, actually. Between him and Gilbert, Butter. Woo!
Now, I was going to say game ball to Aubrey. A 60-yard field goal, a 59-yard field goal, a 50-yard field goal, and a 45-yard. They were talking about that on XM Radio today. That is a flower or whatever they call it in the pocket of an extra play in the pocket of the coaching staff, because they know all they got to do is get to the 40, and that's damn near guaranteed points.
Hey, remember we had those problems with Maha last year about kicking field goals. Now it's like, okay, no problem. We got 3 points. Let's go. And that's something, and that's great right there. That's great. That's what I'm talking about. That's to have faith in your kicker. No matter if we make the first down or not, you can come in and give us 3 points, change field position. That's great. That's lovely. That's lovely. Hey, what do you think? How do you think Shaq felt being on the other side of that butt whooping? How do you think Shaq felt?
I guess I need to see how much money they gave him and how much money we offered him. I really can't say because these guys are professional. You're going to go to a place that's either going to give you the most playing time or it's going to give you the most money. So I really don't. I'm not going to say I don't think the players even really care. It's like Zeke, for Zeke to go to New England. I don't think he went to New England because they're going to play in the Cowboys later on. I think he went to New England because they offered him the most money or offered him the best opportunity to show that he could still play. So, I never really thought too much of it. And would I have liked to have Shaq? Yeah. Do I think that we need Shaq? Kind of, sort of. Was I disappointed that we didn't get Shaq? Not really.
That was my take, too. That was my take. Like, okay, whatever. Hey, he wanted to go play with the Eagles because Sirianni was his coach when he played in Indy. I get it. No problem. Relationships mean everything in the business world. I get it. I understand. So, but take this L in the meantime, though, bro. Take this L in the meantime. Take this L in the meantime, bro. Take this L. Because we wasn't playing. They go butter right there. Look at that. Smooth. Look at that. Right down the middle. I was like, that kick could have been
and
good.
Both of them could have been good for almost 70.
Yeah. What up?
Because those hit the nets.
Yes, they did. Yes, they did. Hey, you know what else? Yo, he stayed away from actually Bland, too. He did not go at Bland. The whole one or two times, that was it. He didn't go at Bland. I was like, wait a minute. He going after Gilly because of AB? He did not go after Bland at all.
Well, there's a bunch of shit going on between AB and him calling Gilly old.
Yeah, I know. That was crazy, too.
So Gilly came out and said, hey, I'm about to show you. And I think that Brown, and I'm not an Eagles fan, so I don't know the insides, but I think that he's been, I don't want to use the word whining for the ball, but you didn't see a lot of targets going to anybody else. You see most targets going towards him. And I don't think it's necessarily because of the scheme. I think it was, and Clarkson said it here, I bet Brown was saying that he wanted the ball. So let's see. Corey said, Reeves said, I'm a little on the fence with both. The Eagles talk so much trash about how we were getting a beat down, and them not even show up with an offensive touchdown was embarrassing for them. But then you hear our boys who talk the talk and walk the walk. Besides Dak one fumble for the TD, the offense was complete. Yeah.
They played a complete game.
So, and I think that not last week, but the week before, I do recall some guy on the show named Sean Fox, or OG Fox is his name, Cowboy Fox is his name's on the screen.
OG Fox.
That said that we were going to catch up with the Eagles in a few weeks.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did.
And I said that based off of the play of the Eagles, not necessarily the play of the Cowboys, but the play of the Eagles. I mean, they've been playing with fire all season. Look at both of the games with Washington. I'll give them credit for the game against. I give them credit against KC. They did a number on KC. Excuse me, but also Buffalo. They had to come back. They had a lot of close games, a lot of games that they should have lost.
Yeah. See, that KC game, they should have definitely lost. They should have definitely lost to KC and Buffalo. Those two, especially the Buffalo game, misread by a quarterback and a wide receiver game should have been over. But hey, you know what? They've been playing with fire. They've been playing with fire, though. They've been playing with fire for the last 4 to 5 weeks. I don't care how tough their schedule is. Last year they had a second place schedule. This year they got a first place schedule, and it was reversed for us. So everybody talking about, the Eagles have this tough. I'm like, wait a minute. We had a first place schedule last year, and nobody was saying the same thing. Now it's in reverse. Now everybody coming up with excuses for the Eagles. I'm like, come on. Really? That's the craziest thing to me, like you said. They always moving the goalposts when it comes to the Cowboys. We had a first place schedule last year. Now the Eagles have one. What's the problem? What's the problem? Why? What's the problem?
Well, the problem is, and I don't want to be a homer, But the problem is it's the Cowboys. You know, the Cowboys are clickbait. You know, you want to get some ratings, especially on the national networks. If you want to get some ratings, talk about the Cowboys. People are going to show up to talk about the Cowboys.
Hey, did you see Stephen A. Smith's power rankings, which I don't care about anyway? It's fluid.
Yeah.
It's fluid. It's fluid. You see it? You put the Cowboys second. I'm like, yo, I know what you're doing, Stephen A. I know what you're doing. He's crazy. He's crazy. Yo, Stephen A. is for something else.
So Weston says, I think this win was the most impressive win I've seen in a while. Yeah, we had some great games, but this was a game where we needed to play like we did, and we came out and played smash mouth football. Gilmore is a grown man. Yes, he is. Yeah, and I told somebody earlier in the day that the most impressive game to me this season, and we've had some good games, as he said, but you know what the most impressive game to me was? The loss to Philadelphia in Philly. We had a chance to win that game.
Yeah, we did.
Had a chance to win that game. We should have won the game. Did we win the game? No, we didn't. We took an L. But we were inches away from winning that game. That, to me, showed the mentality of the team in that game.
Really? Hey, listen, I'm still going back to that Seattle game because there was so much emotion during that Seattle game, and Seattle came to play, and they were desperate, and they were talking smack, and, you know, Megatron number 2 went off. And I said, let me see what the character is of the Cowboys, because we was down. We was down. So I said, you know what, let me see what we're going to do at home. Bland was getting roasted, you know. He didn't have his best game. And then Gilly said, you know what, I got him. I'll take Megatron number 2. I'll take Metcalf. And that was it. And then they were fighting. Then, you know, Jake from State Farm came out with his aggression, and I loved it. That game to me showed basically, hey, we're not going to be pushovers any longer. We want the smoke just like you want the smoke. You smack us, we're going to smack you back. So to me, the Seattle game, to me, showed the Cowboys were actually different mentally. Because last year we lost a game like that, or the year before that. This year, mentally, we're strong. What up, Nick?
Hey.
What's going on?
What's going on? What's going on?
Shit. We just talking about our Cowboys. That's it. We just talking about our Cowboys. That's what we're doing. So, what are your thoughts from the game since you were there live?
First of all, before your thoughts of the game, how was the energy in the building?
Oh, electric. It was off the chain. Crazy. Bananas. It was anything you wanted from a game, from that type of game. The energy was there, not only from, I think the fans' energy was so high and so big that it automatically it set the tone for the players off top coming out the locker room. They seen the crowd, they seen the energy, they see how they had the fans behind them 100%. So that alone just brought that that's why they came out the gate ready. Donovan Wilson was the tone setter for this game. We asked a couple of weeks ago or last week, we kind of talked about Wilson and was like, you know, what's going on with him? How's it going for, you know, he kind of been kind of quiet. But he set that tone of that game when he punched that ball out from Jalen Hurts and got that, and with that fumble, he set the tone. And from there, the energy never went down from there. Even with the Dak fumble and Philly got the touchdown off of it or whatever, even with that, their energy wasn't like, damn, we just, it was just like Dak had his helmet on his head before they even kicked the extra point. He was already had them picked up his helmet, put it on his head before they even kicked the extra point. Mike McCarthy had to kind of slide him back and was like, calm down. You about to go on the field again. You about to go on the field again. It was just like, he was like, oh, yeah, okay. Well, I'm about to show y'all what's about to happen because we finna go right back down this field and score again before halftime. Like, I just, this team, we've had some good teams, but they didn't push through on things. We've had teams that certain type of plays in a game or certain things happen in a game, it broke them. It broke their spirit. But for some reason, I don't know, this team, this energy, their hearts, everything is just so different. It's just a different look on Dak face. It's a different look in Dak eye. It's just different. The vibe is just different. They not giving up. They not showing poor body language. If they did mess up a play or a play happened, they it's just totally different. And I think that all instills from Dan Quinn on the defensive side. But as much as we rag on Mike McCarthy about certain things, we have to give this man props because that man having surgery and showed up on that sideline to call this game, knowing that it's a possibility that he shouldn't even been standing on his feet that long. He did what a head coach was supposed to do. He showed up and he still coached the game. He could have easily took a way out and said, I'll let, the other coaches call the game. I'm a risk. He said, no, I need to be on this sideline. They even wanted him to sit upstairs where Quinn normally sit up at. He said, no, because I need to look at my quarterback. I need to look at my quarterback eyes. Every time my quarterback get ready to get on the field, I need to look at him. I need to know that me and him is here mentally together on what we doing. I was like, hey, you got to get that man, you got to give him his props for that. You got to give him that. And I think that's why he wanted Kellen Moore gone. He couldn't do the things how he wanted it done. And he couldn't run the ship how he really wanted the ship with Kellen Moore being there and having that control of calling plays. So more and more it's looking like he let Kellen, because, we had questions about certain games and we was like, as the head coach, why you stood there and let that happen?
You
Kind
right.
of seems like, oh, so now it's kind of looking like he wanted that to happen. He let it happen. He pretty much let Kellen Moore sabotage himself so he can have a legit reason to get him out the door so he can do exactly what he want to do and how he want to do it.
Hey, listen, I'm a Mike believer now. The team is rallying around him. Him and Dak Prescott have a great relationship on and off the field, which is very important. And he's allowed Dak Prescott to basically grow as a quarterback.
Right.
He
So
has.
let
He
me,
has. You want?
yeah. So let me address this comment here.
I'm laughing. I laughed at that, but it's all good.
And this is where we talk about moving the goalpost with and Di, she's in the trash talk group with me. She's a little feisty, but she's
all good.
she's a good woman. But
You
she's
got a
one of
fire
those.
extinguisher for that.
She's one
It's all
of those.
good.
She's one of those Eagle fans that on game day, if me and her would sit in the room, we'd probably fighting, and then we'd hug the next day. But you're absolutely right, Di. You said you beat Buffalo on the road and see how good you guys really are. That's moving the goalpost because we beat up on bad teams. We get talked negative about that. We beat up on the Seattle team that was above 500, even though they were barely above 500. They were still over 500. We beat them, and now you beat up another team that was 500. We came back and we beat the Eagles the way that we beat the Eagles. And we still have to move the goalpost again to say, now do the same thing on the road. I don't expect us to win all 4 of the last 3 of the 4 games. I don't. I say we can, but I'm not saying that we will. But that's the point we're talking about of moving the goalpost when it comes to the Cowboys. So if we could have that same narrative about the Cowboys, then we could say the same thing about, even though you don't agree that the Eagles were the same as the Vikings last year, that's the same narrative that we're saying about the Eagles. You guys had a lot of 1 score wins this year, and it's finally caught up with you, just like it did with the Vikings last year. So I'm not saying it's the same thing. And talking about the home field advantage and lost in the first game against Green Bay, that was 8 years ago, 7 years ago. That was 2016. We're a totally different team. This is a totally different scenario. 80% of the players on that team are not on this team today. So this is two different years. So do I think that we're a good team? Yes, we are. Do I think that we're better than Philadelphia right now? Yes, we are. Do I think that we are the best team in the NFL right now? No, I don't. I'll give that to San Francisco right now.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not saying that we're the best team in the NFL, but I am saying that we're a damn good team.
Well, if she would have said the Miami Dolphins, I'd have been like, okay, fine. Not the Buffalo Bills. The Bills are 7-6. If you really want to talk about it, I would be more concerned and worried about the Miami Dolphins playing them on the road than the Bills. The Bills are 7-6. Playing the Bills is like playing the Seahawks right now, to be honest with you. It's like playing the Washington Redskins right now. So I'm not really concerned with Buffalo Bills. Why should we be concerned with the Buffalo Bills anyway? Now, if she would have said the Miami Dolphins, that's a different animal, but not the Bills.
And I'm not even saying the Miami Dolphins right now because they got two of their 5 O linemen that are hurt. One of them's out for the year.
You know, and they lost last night, and they were up by 14 points with 3 minutes left, but they played different at home. And Tyreek Hill was on the field, off the field, so he makes them go. But all I'm saying is that if her comments would have said, well, go and beat the Miami, that's what we're doing. Uh-oh, they about to get, Fly, Eagles, fly. Yeah, right.
He'll be here.
Yeah, Wayne better be here. I'm gonna text Wayne right now. He better listen. If we lost, I bet you be here. He better come on right now. I'm about to text him right now. Come on, Wayne. Where you at, Wayne? We waiting for you, Wayne. Where's Jeff? And where's Jeff too?
Jeff said he would be on a little later after he put his kids to sleep.
A little later, like 11 o'clock.
Yeah, that's a good concern, Miss D, because we fairly normally don't play well in that type of weather in Buffalo. We're not used to it. That type of weather there. So I haven't even looked up the forecast for Buffalo. I think the only thing I seen was that it was supposed to rain some. I don't think I seen anything about snow. But
42 degrees and raining.
So that's kind of one of our things, and that's why I've been kind of stressing so hard of saying that we needed to get a running game, because that's the time that we're gonna need a heavy running game. And also this will be a time, a good test for the kicker. As brilliant and good as he have been, this will be a good test for him as well, with that type of weather in Baltimore and kicking the way he'll needs to be kicking. So it is what it is. I feel like we in a zone. I feel like we're in an element right now. I feel like we can go there and win. We just have to play our game, play what we've been doing. This team. What I will say about this team is not intimidated. They're not an easily intimidated team. That's what I can say about them. They don't give up. I can't say that about them. So, I mean, I seen it.
Can I play a sound bite real quick?
Yeah.
Let me see which one. I do it. Hit him again, and hit him again, and hit him again. man.
The mentality, as Nicky was saying, the mentality of the team is different. I think we talked about this earlier in the show with Ferguson. The way Gilmore came he came after Brown. He didn't let Brown intimidate. He went after Brown. You didn't hear that? You didn't hear that soundbite? Did you hear that?
She didn't hear that soundbite. Kelly didn't hear it. Oh Lord, Kelly need to hear that. I don't know if you played all of it, but Kelly didn't hear it.
I didn't hear it. It didn't come. I didn't hear it either.
It was.
I didn't hear it on. I heard it, but I didn't hear it on here.
Okay. Well, that's the one where
he was cursing too.
Yeah.
I ain't mad at him.
Oh, I'm mad at him either.
Me either. But ESPN is.
Okay.
They didn't bleep it out because they didn't forgot to bleep it out yesterday.
Well, they'll be okay.
Okay. Let me go back. Right. Let me go back and pull it up because everybody's saying they didn't hear it. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull it back up, see if I can play it again while we're talking about it. Pretty much, DeMarcus Lawrence. Just look up DeMarcus Lawrence. Go on YouTube and pull up DeMarcus Lawrence Eagles.
Or they can go to IG too. It's on IG as well. Hey, that's why I'm telling you, Foxy, that Seattle game set the tone. I'm telling you, Seattle came in like they were the 49ers and tried to punch us in the mouth. We was like, what? No. Ferguson was like, no. We're not doing that. We're not doing that. And so that's why I look back to that Seattle game and like, listen, this is when we earned our stripes. That's when everybody fell in love with Jake. Everybody fell in love with Jake because he stood up to everybody. Everybody on Seattle's defense was like, listen, let's get this. Let's get this. And I love that.
So Ms. Dye says another thing you realize Dallas converted on third down on 7 Eagles penalties. Hell, we even had a 30-yard penalty that put you in field goal range and didn't have the Eagles turn the ball over 3 times on their side of the field. You got the win. It's not our fault that the Eagles did that. That's not.
They didn't pay off the refs this time because it wasn't at home.
I don't want to talk about the refs.
I know.
I don't want to talk about the refs.
Foxy, I know, bro. I know, but I'm just saying.
Because your boy came on my post and said
I saw that too.
I defended that I did not, that I don't get on, I don't say anything when you guys talk about the refs. So evidently he doesn't hear me say that I don't blame the refs for anything.
It was me and Mr. Cowboy talking about the ref. Please, we all know the Philly be cheating at home with the referees. Come on, man. And the fan base should know that too. Come on, all these close games. Listen, they play in Miami. Miami had how many penalties? 10 or 11 penalties, and the Eagles had 0. Come on. Let's be fair about this. Come on.
But I'm supposed to come in here and tell you right now, don't talk about the refs. The refs had nothing to do with that. That's not what I do. I just don't say. I don't mention that the refs have anything to do with it. As a matter of fact, I was at the bar watching the game, and one of the guys said something about the referees, and it was our hold. There was a hold that they called where we ran past the line of scrimmage and we held one of the Philadelphia Eagles, and they called hold on us. But then the guy came back. There was another play where the Eagles ran the ball, and the Eagles tackle had a hold on our DN, but he let him go as soon as the ball got toward the line of scrimmage. And the guy said, well, how come he didn't call that a hold? I said, the reason why the ref didn't call that a hold because the offensive player disengaged us before the runner completely got through the hole. So that's why he didn't call a hold on that. He said, well, you're supposed to be a Cowboys fan. You're supposed to. I said, but that's what the referee is saying. You asked me what I saw, and I'm telling you why they don't call it. So in a nutshell, and for everybody,
I love it.
Everybody, here's your boy. He's
What's up, Wayne? About time you show up.
In a nutshell, they could keep them ref comments to themselves. That's what they can do. That's what they can do in a nutshell. Let's keep them ref comments to themselves, because it's not like this game was decided by a field goal or a touchdown. This game was decided by the fact that y'all got your ass kicked. Simple as that. Ain't no other way to put it.
And they fumbled 3 times. And this time, not like the first time when they recovered them 3 times. This time they got recovered.
This time we recovered all 3 fumbles. So I mean, we're not even finna play the ref game, because they didn't got away. They got away all season with the refs. They got away. They all season. They got away with the refs. They just started calling false start on they right on Lane, that boy. What's his name? Lane Johnson.
Yeah.
They just started calling penalties on him. He been doing it all season. They just started doing it last week when they started finally throwing the flag for it. So we don't want to hear it.
But I'm supposed to come on here because, you know, I'm quiet when y'all talk about the ref stuff. But I'm supposed to come on here and chastise y'all about the ref call. No, y'all talk about if that's what, you know, if that's your opinion of it. And I'm gonna tell everybody on here, whether you're an Eagles fan, Cowboys fan, or whoever fan, this group of people right here that's on this panel, we do not always agree on everything. And the only reason why we are talking about the refs right now is because one of your fan base came on here and said that we got 7 first downs off of 3rd down penalties that the Eagles had. And my response to that was, that's not our fault. That's not our fault that y'all committed penalties on 3rd down. That is not the Cowboys' fault. So that's
it was even a penalty on us. That was like, what the heck is you doing? The clipping penalty.
Exactly.
The clipping penalty. That was a penalty, and we was looking like, where that come from?
I know. Those referees, boys, something else. It was something else, but it's all good.
But let's even talking about the referees. Let's go to the Patrick Mahomes situation. Let's talk about the Patrick Mahomes thing. Listen. I understand that they were showing clips that the wide receiver was doing that all game. I understand that. But still, as a wide receiver, you're supposed to look at that the referee and say, hey, am I good? Am I good? Give me a thumbs up. Give me a thumbs down. He didn't do that all game, but Tony didn't do it. So whose fault is that? Is it the referee's fault or is it the player's fault? To me, that's the player's fault. It's up to the players to line up properly, not to be asking the ref, hey, get back, because that's unfair. That's like cheating. If you ask the ref, that's one thing, but the ref is going to tell you, no, they're going to tell you anything. If you ask them, they're going to say, okay, fine, but they're not going to tell you blatantly, hey, you hold him right there. Hey, you offside. No, they're not going to say anything. That's Tony's fault. And I guarantee you, as a ref, again, I guarantee you somebody made notice of him lining offside. I think they said he did it 3 times before earlier in the game. I guarantee you that somebody said, hey, watch number, whatever his number is. What number is he? 7? Whatever 19. Number, 19. Watch number 19. He's lining up offside. I guarantee you that's what happened. And so once the coach or somebody made the referee aware of that, then that's when he threw the flag. I am 99.9% sure, because that's what happens in the game. That's generally what happens with the game. There might be a hold or a false start, even the false start that they're talking about on Lane. I guarantee you somebody said when you do pregame meetings with the coaches individually, referees are supposed to ask, do you have any questions or concerns you need to address with us before the game? And most coaches would say, hey, we watched on film. that this team does this and this team does this and this team does that. Watch this player or watch this or watch that. Then that becomes a concern for the ref. So he's now focusing on it.
Yeah.
So this has nothing to do. Has nothing to do with. I'm about to put this comment up. This has nothing to do with. And let's talk about the Eagles-Cowboys game. The refs had zero effect on the game, and that's something that I always say on this show. On this show, go back and look at any of your tapes. I always say, don't let the refs be a factor in the game. Put the game away so that if there is a questionable call, that play has zero effect on the game.
Exactly. And also, too, did the Eagles score a touchdown that game on offense?
No, on offense,
they didn't score not one touchdown on offense. So how the refs going to help us out? They didn't score they scored 0 points on offense. No touchdowns. No touchdowns on offense. So it is what it is. Oh God. Forget it. I'm not even worried about the Bills. The Bills are basically right now. I'm not worried about them. I'm more worried, like I said, I'm more worried about the Dolphins because of their track speed in hot weather. That's what I'm worried about the Dolphins. But the Eagles scored 0 touchdowns. So did the refs help our defense propel us to the win? They hold them to 0 touchdowns? No. They had careless mistakes that we could not take advantage of the first time we played them, but this time we did. That's it.
Right.
That's it. Trust me, if they would have fumbled like that and we recovered all 3 of them, we would have beat them the first game too. So the referees, come on, man. Come on. No excuses. Listen, they played bully ball. We played bully ball back and won. That's what happened. Y'all got smacked in the mouth. And it was like, oh, my God, Mike Tyson hit me. I don't know what to do now. I don't want to fight anymore. And that's what happened. And nothing to do with the refs. Not a thing. Not a thing. Wow, what's up with the comments? What happened?
Oh, well.
We go whole serve, yo. We gonna whole serve. We gonna whole serve. Oh, so
Well, I thought he was coming on here. I thought he was supposed to be big and bold and come on here live.
I didn't send him the link. Well, that's K Boogie job. I don't. Jeff is the only Eagles fan that I will send out the invite to. The rest of the invite to, because I mean I don't like the fact that I tried to be the objective one on this panel. I mean, we're all objective, but I think I'm the most even keeled objective person on this panel, and I catch the most damn slack. Like wow. But anyway,
give him some. You're gonna have to give the drummer some. Like James Brown said, you're gonna have to give the drummer some. Give the drummer some.
Punch him in the mouth.
Get a drummer some. Bam, get a drummer some.
No, but I think the biggest thing is
man, comments that bad. He's speechless. Oh my!
He don't even know what to say.
I don't know what to say. And the reason why I don't know what to say right now is because when we won 10 games this season, so this is probably going to be another at minimum 12-win season for the 3rd year in a row. So that means 5 or 6 times a year for the last couple of years, we have had to talk about losses and be objective about it and say, hey, we lost because it's that another. Yeah. But I think the thing that gets to me is that 10 times this year, we've had to defend our team on winning a game 10 times in a year.
Yeah.
We can't
crazy, we just can't be happy that we won. And we're not just talking about Eagles fans and other. We even talking about our own fan base.
Yeah, we never satisfied.
Yeah, and the biggest thing is that all them damn Dak haters that was on here, last year and at the beginning of this year, none of their asses has come back on here this after the third or fourth game of the year and come on this show and say anything about Dak playing bad or Dak.
That's
We
why
need
I
a new
can't take
quarterback.
them serious. That's how
Mm-mm.
you know that it's just hate for Dak. You know that it's hate for Dak for other reasons because you haven't showed up. John, let me call him out. One of them, John Leedy. Ain't that his name?
Yeah.
John Leedy. I ain't seen him. We ain't seen him yet. We
That's
ain't seen
right.
him
We haven't
since.
seen him. That's
Nope.
right. Where is he?
We haven't seen him once. We haven't seen him yet because they don't want to be grown about it and give Dak his respect and apologize for things. So that's what they do. They hide out.
They hide out and wait for him to make a mistake. That's when they come out.
Yeah.
They want to
And then
see
they
if
try
he
then
makes a
they try to
mistake.
be slick. They try to come in your
Exactly.
inbox. They try to come in your inbox and tell you something. They try to come in your inbox and say something say something because they don't want it to be said on the book. Or they don't want you to they don't want nobody on the book to see that they done said it. So that's why I don't come in my inbox because I'm gonna blast you either way. I'ma still post what you said and tag you in it.
So
So
so what
so
what have we
you're
said?
not
Yeah.
safe.
So what have we said delusional today? I just want to really know that. There ain't nobody ever said you here, but I just want to know what we said delusional day. I put a post up on my page and because I wanted to see how realistic people, how realistic um, Cowboy fans are, and I think I put on the page that who's the best team in the NFL right now, and 75% of the people said San Francisco.
San Francisco.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
San Francisco.
49ers.
A
Yeah.
49.
And then
They are.
and you had the other 25% said the Cowboys.
But they
Because
they are. 49ers is a complete team.
They homers.
coaching all the way down. So when you call Cowboy fans delusional, but 75% of those posts that came on my page and said the 49ers, how can you call us delusional? You had a few that spoke their mind because they're defending their team. I expected to hear some people say, "Oh, the Cowboys. Oh, the Cowboys," because there's a difference between fans and then people who know football. There's a difference
That
between
part.
people who go on there and watch football on Sundays to see the touchdowns and to see the long field goals and to see the interception. And then there are those of us who watch the game and say, "Dang, like we did at the beginning of the year, our first 4 or 5 games a year, we got on that show and said we got a boring offense. There's no motion, there's no crossing routes, there's no this, there's no that." And then once we started doing it, the very things we were saying that we weren't doing to make us successful, we started doing it. And now we're giving ourselves, we're giving the team credit for it.
Now that's a
Now,
problem.
yeah,
We, we,
now
we
that's
can't
yeah.
we can't we can't even celebrate a win. We the only team not allowed to celebrate a win without them delusionally lying on us, saying that we going to the Super Bowl. Ain't nobody ever said nothing about the Super
Mm-mm.
Bowl. Nobody never said we were going to the Super Bowl. At least not us. At least not none
No.
of my
On
fake
this show,
friends.
yeah, on
Nah.
this show.
We're
And at
not
least
doing
not
that.
none of the people that I talk to on Facebook daily about football. Nobody never said that. My words have
Mm-mm.
always been even after we won Sunday. You don't win a Super Bowl in week 14. Enjoy this win, refocus, and let's get ready for Buffalo. You get ready for the next team that's on your schedule. You get ready for the next team that's in front of you. That's what I always say. Ain't nobody never said nothing about no Super Bowl. But every time we win the game, oh, that was y'all Super Bowl. How y'all gonna tell us that was our Super Bowl? We know what it feels like to win Super Bowl. Our organization knows what it feels like
Yes, we
to
do.
win Super Bowls. Our organization knows what it feels like to make it to Super Bowls more than once. So what's the problem? Like y'all talking about, oh, that was us. Yeah. Philly could never be on our level. Never. I could be 100 years old sitting in a rocking chair. Y'all still will never be on my level. Ever. So get that understood. Wayne, run and tell that.
And
Ow!
let's talk about what Jay Lewis said after the game in his locker room, right before he did his breakdown. He told those players, he said, "Let's enjoy this win. Let's go look at the tape. Let's get better and focus on Buffalo."
Yep.
That's what you're supposed to say.
That's what you're supposed to say.
That's what was said. That
Yep.
was the most impactful and powerful statement that I heard over the weekend.
Yep.
After DeMarcus Lawrence said, "Hit them MF, we hit them MFs in the mouth, and we just kept hitting them, and we kept hitting them." And that's an attitude. That is an attitude. But what I liked out of all that is that Parsons, he didn't do all that talking like he usually does before the game. He said, and if you listen to his podcast, he talked about how this was going to be a great game between two teams. And then he went out there and let his play do it.
And he had the flu. And he's from Pennsylvania.
They should feel bad. He sacked Jalen with the flu. So y'all gonna blame the Rails for that too? Y'all don't say the Rails did that too?
No, I blame Dak for that.
You know what's funny about that? That you said that? Dak even said that he left some plays on the field, and I agree with him. There was a lot of plays that he left on the field.
He said, "I should have put up 50."
Yeah.
He said, "I should have put 50 up on them." That's exactly what he said.
And he was right. And he's right.
And that's nothing wrong with that. That's being confident. That's that that I'm in a different zone. I'm in a different element. He said, "I should have put 50." He said, "We should have put 50 on them." But Eagles want to be in their feelings, but they have to think about the disrespect that they gave after that first game. They got to think about all the disrespectful shit they said after that game to some of the players, about some of the players. You got AJ Brown calling this man, telling Gilmore he old. Oh, you old? So what you thought you was gonna do? You brought the beast out in him.
You can't tell a man like that you old, especially a defensive player of the year. You can't tell that man you old. I was like, wow.
He got AJ all the way in his head. After that, he got an AJ Brown head, and he never left. That's why he fumbled that ball. He couldn't catch no more ball. Gilly got in that dude's head. He got in his head.
All the smoke. Did you see every play? After every play, when they were throwing it to him, Gilly pushing him in his face. What? I was like, okay, Gilly, that's what we doing today? You want the smoke, and I want the smoke with you. And that's how we have to play. That's why we have to play. Hey, Philadelphia, you know how they like to chirp. Oh, I can tell by Foxy's facial expression. Somebody done put something in the comments. Lord have mercy.
Wayne, nobody but him.
What you talking about, Wayne? We are in reality. We just handed you guys a loss, and your offense didn't score a touchdown. We're not delusional. Nobody said when we go in the Super Bowl or anything. Some of our fans, sometimes they get carried away and say certain things about going to Super Bowl, but we're not going to say that on the show. We're not doing that. We're not going to do that.
No.
We already know.
I want everybody to understand on this show, when you come to this show, yeah, we're going to go back and forth. We're going to go back and forth over defending statements and defending our team and this, that, and another. But K Boogie says this all the time. If I cared about, if it really bothered me about what somebody was saying, I wouldn't put their comments up for everybody to see it. I really wouldn't. Or I would I would have did like I did to John that day when he was talking crazy to Nikki. And I told him to get his ass off the show, don't come back. You're not going to disrespect anybody on this show, but your opinions can be your opinions. Me and Nikki and K Boogie, we've had our little arguments on this show at times.
Debates.
Okay, debates.
Debates. Yes.
Nikki the Dan there told us to kiss her beep a couple times.
They gave us that look like, honey, don't want this smoke.
But we come back here every week and we talk every day. We chat every day
Yeah,
because it is what it is. So,
exactly. We
Joseph, you silly.
we like to hear his name being called at this time, at this point. Wow.
Yeah, I
Hey,
don't know I don't know where they get delusional from. I don't know. And to be honest with you, it's the Eagle fans that keep hollering about how they going back to the Super Bowl this year. It ain't even been Cowboy fans. It's been the Eagle fans that's been the ones yelling they going back to the Super Bowl this year. It's been them.
yeah, we ain't saying anything about the
I'm
Super
not
Bowl.
even. I'm
Actually,
not even thinking about the Super Bowl. I know
Exactly.
I done said it a many times on this show that it is only 18 weeks of football in the regular season.
And I want to enjoy every last one of them.
I want to enjoy every minute of every game that I possibly can.
damn, we only got 4 weeks left in the regular
4
Yeah.
season.
weeks left.
4 weeks left.
4
You
weeks
think I'm
left.
finna argue with y'all?
4
4 weeks.
weeks left. 4 weeks of football. Then we're gonna be coming up in, whether we win or lose our last game, we're gonna be sitting around twiddling our thumbs, waiting on XFL and the USFL to come on, sitting around watching old games on NFL Network, waiting
Mm-hmm.
on the season to come back, getting excited for the draft, getting excited for training camp.
Mm-hmm.
I want to enjoy this last month of football, of
Yep.
real football, and it's gonna
Yep.
be an exciting 4 weeks.
Yes, it is. A lot of good
Mm-hmm.
races for the playoffs on in the AFC, NFC. A lot of seedings. Every
Mm-hmm.
game means something. Every
Yep.
game means something to somebody. So it's going to
Be-
be some
It's
closely fought games out here, and I love it. And I love it. And the
yeah.
Cowboys, every game we play from here on out, it means something to us. Every game, even the Commanders, every game. So it's what it is.
AFC is gonna be the real struggle because they got 6 teams. 6 and they all are majority of them are division games. That's going to end up determining who gets in where.
So
Exactly.
let's talk about the remaining games. We're gonna talk about the remaining games of San Francisco, Philly, and then us, because it's gonna be a three. It's really a three-tank team race to the final two, the first two seeds.
You're not going to count Detroit?
No, I'm not counting Detroit.
Bro, I don't know.
I'm not really counting Detroit because they got beat by the Packers. They got beat by the Bears.
They should have got beat twice by the Bears.
They should got beat twice by the Bears. They just lost to the
have.
Bears. Their defense is horrible. I didn't realize their defense was that bad.
Yeah, they can't rush the passer and do anything right now.
Yeah, so
I thought I don't know why I thought at the beginning of the season their defense was pretty good. But somewhere down the line, it's gone. It has fallen off.
Well, if you really go back and look at it, after they beat Kansas City the first game of the year, everybody said, man, Detroit is, they're picking up momentum after that, after what they did last year. But now you look at what Kansas City is going through. Now you can say, okay, now I can see how they beat Kansas City, because Kansas City is not Kansas City.
No, they're not.
They need some wide receivers.
Yeah. They need some wide receivers.
So, but if you go,
yeah, I'm looking at the schedules right now.
Right here. So let's see here.
The Lions schedule is the toughest. Actually, the Lions schedule is the toughest out of all 4 teams. The Lions schedule is the toughest.
Who they have?
They play Denver, Minnesota, Dallas, and then Minnesota. We play Buffalo, Miami, Detroit, and the Commanders.
Right.
49ers play Arizona, Baltimore, Washington, and the Rams. The Eagles play Seattle, the Giants, Arizona, and the Giants. So the Eagles have the easiest schedule.
Yeah, Eagles. Well, according to paper, they have the easiest schedule.
According to paper.
On paper. But this is the NFL. They're all professional players. Titans, came back last night and beat the Dolphins. The Giants ended up beating Green Bay. So really just can't go by a team on paper because it's all about how you get on the field and perform.
Exactly. I mean, this week had the most upsets of any week
Mm-hmm.
in the
And
NFL.
all the division
this
leaders,
week.
they all lost. And like 6 out of 7 lost, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So, you know, the narrative of, and that's why I hate that narrative of we ain't played nobody out here. we play the same teams that everybody else do.
Right. So what were they when you played them and beat them? What they were?
On the schedule. We don't pick the schedule. We got to play who we play. They're on the schedule.
Yeah, but I don't. There is not one team in the NFL that has not won a game this year. You know,
even the Panthers won a game. Even
Yeah.
the Panthers won one game. They beat Houston.
You know, so I really don't understand the narrative of, especially when it comes to the Cowboys. I hate to keep going back to this crap. Well, who have y'all played? We played another NFL team. We played another NFL team that has the same salary cap number that we have. Well, not the same salary cap numbers, but yeah, same salary cap that we have. Whether they spend their money or not, that's not our fault. Who they spend their money on is not our fault. We can only play who's on our schedule. And that goes back to what we said earlier. Why is it that we've had to defend our team 10 times? Well, we've had to defend our team all 13 games that we played on.
Every game. We gotta defend our team every game. Every game. Win or lose every game.
After 10 wins. Why?
Every game.
Makes zero sense to me.
Yeah, but you know what though? Some of the narrative too is basically because of ESPN, Fox Sports, and other fan bases listen to them, and then they come at us. Soon as there's any type of narrative about the Cowboys on television, then they come into the Cowboy fans. Oh, this and that. I'm like, really? That's what y'all doing? Y'all listen to Stephen A. Smith all the time? Y'all listen to Shady McCoy? You listen to Miss Joey Taylor? That's what y'all do? And then they come at us. That's where all the narrative comes from. That's why every time you turn around, we could beat this team. We beat the Eagles by 20. Oh, the Eagles, they played, 3 games in 12 days. They tired. What? We do that every year. We play 3 games in 12 days. So now y'all moving the goalpost again. Every time we do something really great, they move the goalpost. Bland. Oh, man. Bland got toasted. He's not the defensive player of the year. Look at what happened in Seattle. Every cornerback has a bad game. He just had a bad game. So come on, they move the goalpost all the time.
DK was too big for Bland. And the type of receiver DK is, Bland ain't the only cornerback he gave fits. He ain't the only cornerback that he have done it to. We about to see when they play Philly, how he gonna give Bradbury fits.
They play on the road too. They play on the road.
And they play him in Seattle. And what's the other guy they got over there? Roby? What's his name? What was his name?
Who, Bradbury?
Not Bradbury. The other one.
Roby,
the one they got from Tennessee.
Oh, that's a safety.
That's the safety.
Oh,
that's the safety. Bird.
Oh, Bird. Okay.
Yeah, but it's gonna be Bradbury.
But Bradbury should be used to Bradbury getting burnt. He been getting burnt.
You talking about Slay? Big play Slay.
Slay too. Only way Slay defend you is if he hold you.
Wow, I thought. Wow.
If he holding,
I'm gonna keep that one quiet.
If he holding, that's the only way he could defend you if he holding and he wasn't getting caught. He was holding all game against 49ers and they never called it.
You can't say that.
He was holding all game against us. They never called it.
You can't say that, Nikki.
Oh, I'ma say it. And who gonna check me?
Big play Slay. He's a veteran. That's the veteran move. He can hold.
I think that, going back to the schedule, it's not going to be easy. Everybody keeps saying that the Eagles got the easiest remaining schedule. It's not going to be easy for them. If you got to play the Giants 2 weeks in a row, two out of the last 4 games, do you honestly think that you're going to play them 1 week, play another game, they have to change up your whole scheme in 2 weeks? Because they're going to know what you're doing. And the Giants is a division game. San Francisco, the Rams is not going to be no easy cakewalk for them.
Mm-mm.
So
they play
they're
Baltimore
going to
too,
and they got Baltimore. So they're going to have to win. They're going to have to come out and play and win all their games to get the number 1 seed. So like I said, I keep saying this about professional teams. I pray that the Eagles lose one of those games to the Giants. I pray that they do. I pray that they do so I can say, oh, you got beat by a bad team. I wanted to say that about the Eagles. Oh, is this going to be another situation where we just beat another bad team? But I'm not that petty. So I'll let somebody else say it.
Oh, Lord.
But as
don't forget, a win's a win. Don't forget, a win's a win.
Except when it comes to the Cowboys.
Except when it comes to Cowboys.
I love it.
We always got to explain. We always got to break it down. We always got to go into whole details of why we won a game. Or however, I'm not doing it. I'm not defending no wins. I'm not defending no wins. I'm not defending no losses, because if we lose, we lose. But I'm not defending no wins at all.
That's how it goes in Cowboy land. That's the whole narrative. It's fluid. It's fluid. It's fluid. It's fluid. That's just how it goes, man. Hey, you gotta love us. You either love us or you hate us. Which one is it? That's how I look at it. You love us or you hate us.
Shady was livid yesterday.
I saw that.
He was livid. But I like old boy that be on there with them, because he be giving Shady McCoy the business.
Yes,
he be
sir.
giving him the business.
James Jones. Yes, sir.
He be giving them the business. And like he said, y'all all up sitting up here like y'all just realized the Eagles wasn't good. He said they've been not good. They just been getting away with it. He said, and it has finally caught up to them. He said they been not that good. This ain't y'all, it's new to y'all, but they been not that good. And we've been saying it all season. Eagles are not that good. We gave them credit and props for saying they still found a way to win. Even if the Revs did play a role in it, they found a way to win. And you had to give them credit for it. A win is a win.
So the Eagles lost to an inferior team, the Jets, and then lost to 2 superior teams, the Cowboys and the 49ers.
Mm-hmm.
The Cowboys lost to Arizona, and then we've lost to
a bad team.
And we lost to Philadelphia and San Francisco. San Francisco lost to the Browns, and who else?
Minnesota.
And who else?
Yeah. That's it. They only got 3 losses.
Yeah. Who's the third?
Browns, Minnesota.
A fairly good team, a bad team, and
I can't remember who they lost to. Besides, it was Browns, Minnesota.
It an AFC team?
Yeah, it was an AFC team.
I'll have to look at it because I can't remember who else they lost to.
Yeah, I'm pulling it up now. They lost to Cleveland, Minnesota, and Cincinnati.
Yeah, Cincinnati.
So they lost to 2 good teams and a bad team. So all 3 teams have their 3 losses have been to 2 good teams and a bad team. Yeah. So the parity, you start at this is the time of year where teams start separating themselves. And hopefully, as far as I'm concerned, I think that we're a very good team. I think that we're a damn good team. but so is San Francisco. And I think that Philly is still a top 3 team in the NFC, but they're not at the level of the Cowboys and the 49ers as of right now. Not if you go by season play. Yes, we've lost. Yes, we've lost to games that we shouldn't have lost. And I think that we said at the beginning of the season that, especially that game in Arizona, was going to come back to bite us.
Oh, I hate that loss.
Yeah,
That
we
game-
said that. We said that early in the season
I hate that loss. Oh,
because
Lord.
it's a conference game.
Yeah.
So I think that game is going to come back to hunt us if Eagles win all 4 of their last games. Now, if somehow the Giants figure out a way to win one of those games and
Or
we
Seattle.
win, or Seattle, they figure that out, or however, then it could change. But to be honest, yeah, it's cool. I would love to I would love to say we came back from behind and caught them and then took the division from them. I would love to say that. But for me, the division really doesn't matter to me. It's going further. It's going where we're
Yeah.
trying to get to. So I don't even care about that. Y'all can have the division. Y'all can have the division. What matters is what happens and who playing where in February.
Yeah.
Because if you're not playing in February, the whole season was a waste to me. You once again have wasted all of these men, all of these young men talent. They blood, sweat. You wasted it. That's just me. That's how I feel. You know. And again, I'm gonna say it's easy to say that a player or a team hasn't played anybody. I don't like that because at the end of the day, these are all young men that had a dream, had their mind made up that they wanted to play in the NFL, and not all of them make it. You only so many players are picked per year to come into this league. So when one of those young men that's been working since 3, 4, 5 years old, parents, whether it's a whole house parents or whether it's single parent that gave up different things just so that child can see it through and for them to get that call and make it into the NFL, for others to say just because they playing on a team that's not a good team or they're surrounded by other players that might not have the talent as other players, but to say that they are nobody or you didn't play anybody, that's a slap in the face to those young men that worked hard to get to where they at. That's like you saying they nothing. Like they ain't about shit. It's a slap in the face to them. So for me, I'm guilty of it, but I guess being in this world a little bit more, listening to a lot of these young men's stories, where they come from, how they had to get it and grind to even get here, to even be a thought on draft night. Nah, I don't like that. Because that's all somebody. And that's still somebody's child you're talking about too. And you don't know what a person background is and what their stories are until they sit down on ESPN or somewhere and they tell you. And then you sitting down and you looking like, damn, I didn't realize he had to go through all that. And it start making you see them in a different light and a different perspective. Regardless if they get burnt on the field. Regardless if they can't run routes. However, they was something. They was big enough. They was good enough to get picked. So to say that we ain't played nobody, you basically saying that these young men that done struggled all their life to get where they at ain't nothing, ain't nobody. So I think as a fan, me, I think that should be chilled on a little bit.
Even as you say that kind of stuff, Nikki, I mean, I know how hard it was for me growing up. Father died when I was 10. I want to go into all my personal stuff, but I struggled as a young black man with living in the hood, having to get out the hood up to the age I am now, and I'm still not as successful as I feel like that I need to be. But some of the tribulations that I had to go through to be where I am today, to be in a position to take care of my family and my responsibilities, it's hard on me. And some of the hate that I go through and some of the positions that I'm in. So you said something, you said, and that touched, what you just said just touched me, because I can imagine what they're going through, the hate that they're going through. Everybody, they might be loved by the fans of their teams, but I guarantee there's somebody in their circle trying to use them for their money, whether it be family members, friends, old coaches, agents, whatever. And they're professionals. Those guys are professional football players. And they're fighting for their jobs. They're fighting for generational money. And if you really want to be honest, some of those cats are not making as much money as we think they are.
Mm-hmm.
Some of them might be only making $900,000 a year after taxes and paying for agents and everything they got to go through. That might go down to $400,000 a year, or $300,000, $600,000 a year, and then they got to pay to live. They got to live the lifestyle of the NFL player. So they might be walking around only really making, only really living off of $100,000-$200,000 a year. Just a little bit more money than what we're living off of. And we're not talking about the Daks and the Marcus Lawrences and
Right.
the flashy names. We're talking about players 25 through 53. So, I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah, it is. It comes with the territory, though. When you're a professional athlete,
Mm-hmm.
unfortunately, you're gonna get scrutinized. No matter what you do, on a winning
Right.
team or not, they're gonna scrutinize you. So, and that's
Okay.
the narrative that's basically on television.
Right.
They don't care about the families. They don't care what you go through. They don't care about your struggles to get there. They just know that you're on a losing team, and
Mm-hmm.
their narrative is basically, hey, the Cowboys played you, you stink, you're no good, and they're building their reputation on beating a losing squad. That's the only thing they care about. So they don't look
Right.
at what those players have gone through, especially the sacrifices the parents make, the sacrifices the teachers make. Some of these kids may not have been the smartest cats in high school or college, but the teachers made a sacrifice to make sure that they had the grades so they can play, so they can have a better future for their families. But, hey, they don't care about that. They just care about them playing ball, win or lose. That's it. They don't
Right.
care. It is what it is.
I even talk about the kid from the Eagles. What he went through his last year at Georgia, having the legal struggles where he was in that car accident that killed that young lady.
Jalen Carter.
Yeah,
They
Jalen
were
Carter.
racing.
And
That was
then
crazy.
yeah, and then that was a sad story, a very sad story. That kid made it to the NFL. He's on a team of my rival, but there is no
Mm-hmm.
way in hell that I would make fun of him
Mm-mm.
in that situation,
Right.
because that's not being disrespectful when it comes to the game. That's just being disrespectful when it comes to life.
Right.
So I'm with you, Nikki. This narrative of this person ain't this and this person ain't that. Yeah, we sit up here and we talk shit about
Certain players.
certain players and the teams and how they play and this and that
Mm-hmm.
and other.
And like I said, I'm guilty of it.
Yeah.
But but like with Jalen Carter, yeah, I'm sure that that's a mind thing for him all the time. But I just need him to be a little bit more humble. He's still not humble enough for me. Just some of the comments he makes, some of the things he say. Um, a person with the things that he have went through and was still able to make it into the NFL and be on a good team. He's just not humble enough for me. So I have to keep giving him the side eye because he's not humble enough. He's not humble. He haven't really found humbleness yet. You
I don't
know,
think he's mature enough. That's what it is.
and
I don't
and
think
that
they're
could
mature enough.
that could be the sign. That could be it, K Boogie. And you know, it's just like with Boss Man Fat. You know, I, I wasn't big on picking him as high up as we did, and because of his background, because of the things I seen him do while he was in college. You know, but it looks like it took that one thing, major thing, to kind of turn him around and get his head in a different spot. You know, and it is what it is. Some people are just talented than others. NFL is not for everybody. Just because they make it into the NFL doesn't mean they're going to be in the NFL forever. Some come in, thrive, and succeed here, and some come in and wasn't really nothing in high school and college, made into the NFL, and they made a name for themselves. So it goes both ways. But I think too, it's just that social media, the world that we're in today, they see so much now. So now when somebody call them a bum or call them bad, they can pick it up and they can look at it and they can read it. And
Mm.
you know, when we sit back and we laugh about it, we talk about them or whatever, but we never know what's going on with these men, with these guys behind closed doors when they the reason why they team lost. You know what I'm saying? You know, the ball was in your hands last and you dropped the ball. Say like, what's his name? You know, with Kansas City. You know, um, you don't know what their emotional state is after that. You know, because you got the locker room looking like they don't trust you. Your coaches like they don't trust you. So now going in your mind is like, damn, I might not even be here next year because of everything how bad I played. I might have to have to beg another team to even take a chance on me. You know, so I don't know. I just think sometimes I don't know. Maybe this the little sensitive Nikki coming out. You know, the little side of me that nobody ain't never seen. You
Yeah.
know, sometimes we
You
just
have
got to be a
empathy. It's
little.
all good. It's all good. You have empathy.
No,
It's all good.
sometimes you just have to. Sometimes you have to sit back and think about. Always ask yourself, what if that was me? You know, I mean, even sitting up here talking on here every Tuesday, doing what I do on social media. I know a lot of people don't care for me. They don't like my take on things. They don't like the things I say, or they don't like how I say it sometimes. But that's cool because what I'm doing for me. You know, um, and you're not gonna like everything I say. I'm not gonna like everything you say. You know, but at the end of the day, we have to learn how to deal and cope with things in this world, you know. And a lot of these kids coming in the league, they done lost their parents already before they even made it to the NFL.
Yeah.
They don't lost their parents, so they the one thing that they will want is for their parents to see them make it. It's not there for them, so you don't even know. You know, it's just things we don't know. So sometimes we just have to be a little bit more considerate of of people's feelings and understand that these young men getting out here putting their bodies and things on the line to entertain us for our entertainment. You know, some of them careers end, they never walk the same. They don't think the same. They don't act the same because they didn't took so many blows and hits to the head. You know, so I think it's just those little things like that because we are sports fans and it's entertainment for us, we tend to not think about the other side of those things for them because we are so caught up into wanting a championship. We're so caught up in wanting to boast and brag about our team, but we're not taking the time to really look at what they're going through to even give us that opportunity to sit here to boast and brag. Okay, that's it. I'm done with the mushy shit. Back to football.
Hey, it's
Well,
all good. Empathy is
yeah.
good. Empathy is good. Show empathy. That's great. It's great.
I
Usa.
mean,
Usa.
we say some straight real stuff on here, you know.
Yeah.
But that goes back to our comment earlier about why I'm concerned about this weekend's game, and I'm not worried about what's going on in February.
Right.
You know, I could care less about what's going on in February, except for February 7th. I want the good Lord to wake me up on that day because I'll be 36 years old that that day.
Oh Lord have mercy, Jesus.
But no, we got the Bills coming up on Sunday. So what do we got to do to stop the Bills?
Pass rush. Right now, Josh Allen is prone to turning the ball over. Force him into those mistakes.
I'm gonna tell you, Cook's out of the backfield as a receiver has been deadly the last couple games, though. We have to focus on Cook's out of the backfield, and then basically, hey, you're gonna have Diggs. You got to worry about Diggs as well.
Yep.
You're gonna have to worry about Diggs. You're gonna have to worry about Cooks. You're gonna have to worry about the tight ends.
Pitts.
You know what I'm saying? So I mean, you just have to control the ball. No fumbles, no turnovers against the Bills.
Right.
You force them into turnovers.
Right.
You know, play our game. Don't just get pass happy because it's going to be 40 degrees and rainy in Buffalo.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we used to playing in NFC East outside anyway with Philly, Washington, and playing here in New Jersey. So I mean, hey, we just have to actually just run the ball. Hopefully, 40 ounce can get some carries. Because you're going to have to run the ball in that type of weather in the playoffs if you play on the road. So just have to cut down on their mistakes. Make sure Josh Allen is uncomfortable. Make him uncomfortable.
Right. And if you let him run, he gonna run. So we gotta contain him. Kind of have some of the same plan they did with Jalen to contain Jalen, keep him from running.
And Jalen had a few nice little runs against us.
He did.
Yeah,
he still had a nice little few. But for the most part, he didn't go crazy.
No, he didn't. And then we do got to realize that Josh Allen has turned the ball over more than any quarterback over the last couple of seasons. So we're going to cause some turnovers against him. I'm not too worried about this game. I think that it's going to be a competitive game. But I have Buffalo's schedule up here, and it looks like from their past games. Oh, here we go. Here.
You know what's funny? We play in cold weather and then we play in hot weather. We play
Right.
in cold and hot weather. I'm like, yo, who came up with this schedule? That's the craziest thing. Oh,
so
man.
they Buffalo lost a close game to the Jets at the beginning of the year. They beat up a bad Raiders team. They beat the Commanders pretty bad. Beat up on the Dolphins. Lost to the Jags. This Giants game here, 14-9. That game shocked me. Patriots beat them 29-25. Close game against Buffalo. Lost a close game against the Bills. Lost a close game against the Broncos. Beat up on the Jets. Lost a close game against the Eagles and won a close game against the Chiefs. So that's not a team that scares me.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, that's not a team. That's not a team that scares me at all.
The only thing that may scare me may be the weather. Playing in Buffalo with the wind and whatever else. That's it. Other than that, I'm not worried. I'm not scared of them. Why would we be scared of them?
So
yeah, I was. Go ahead.
I was going to read Rhonda's comment. But I was impressed. We set up for too many field goals. Glad we have Aubrey. We still need to improve our red zone offense when playing good teams. We still need a power running back since Zeke and his blocking ability is gone. Need to use the fullback we have to open up the lanes for Dowdy and Pollard. I'm all for running game, but that and our inability to stop the run are our main problems.
No, that's still a concern. I mean, they need to have 40 ounce actually take some carries or something. I don't know why he's not. I don't know why basically Olympia is not carrying the ball. I don't know why, but hey, it is what it is.
Well, just think about it. We talked about Mike McCarthy's offense. His offense is essentially the West Coast offense.
Yeah, it is.
His offense is that short passing game is essentially takes the place of the running game.
Yeah, you know what? You know a stat that I did some research on. We pass the ball 56% of the time and run the ball 44% of the time.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, I understand, but in cold weather, inclement weather, though, we're gonna have to run the ball a little bit more.
Well, I think we're going to need Dowdy a little bit more to run between
Yeah,
tackles.
and 40-ounce too.
Yeah. Well, our brother from another mother.
What
What's
up,
up?
Smokey Batman, with the serious face on tonight?
Just working. I've been working all day. Still going.
I hear that. I know
But I had to
that.
take some time out
I
so I
know
can come
that.
talk to you guys.
So
Appreciate it.
we'll let you give your we'll let you give your opinion of the game and what you thought. And as I said earlier, as a Cowboys fan, I hate that we have to defend our wins all the time because we won 10 games this year, and it seems like when we come on this show, we have to defend our wins versus celebrating our wins. So I know it was a rough game for you, Jeff, just because it was the Cowboys Eagles, and you've had to take 2 losses from 2 teams like that. And I know we talked about, I asked you last week, was you concerned on all the close games that you've had? I know you expected a different result, and even if you expected a loss by the Eagles, I'm pretty sure that you thought it was going to be closer than what it was.
Yeah. I mean, wasn't really rough for me. I wasn't playing, right? It
Yeah.
was rough for the team, and it was really rough. I don't know, man. It's weird. There's a lot of stuff that's kind of going on, a lot of things that are being said. Um, it's hard to put a finger on it, but congrats first and foremost on the win. Um, as what seems to be the usual thing, we split the season. Um, kind of figured we would, honestly. I mean, you guys have done phenomenal at home the last few years. We haven't beat you guys there since like 2017, 2018, something like that. Um, so it was a good game plan by you guys. Um, so tip of the cap there. Uh, uncharacteristic fumbles. Uh, I don't know, man. I think the guys are just gassed, right? At that gauntlet, that 6-game stretch. Um, I mean, we went 4-2. Anybody that said that if we went 4-2 or better, we'd be completely satisfied with how we went through it. Um, it is where it is what it is right now. And I know you said, Sean, that's your favorite saying. But there's still 4 games left. The schedule is beneficial for us, and hopefully we can turn a corner. I think the majority of it has to be done at the O line and the second level on defense. Um, no, check that. The entire defense. I don't remember the last time I've seen stunts on the D line. I just don't see it. I think they're just straight rushing 4. And it's confusing as hell why you would just send 4 straight, no stunts, no disguising. Like a lot of people have said, the pre-snap, post-snap reads, not good. Even for you guys, right? Not good. So, hey, 4 games left. Giants are looking like they're doing a little better with Tommy Cutlets. But we got to get past DK and Gino this week on Monday night, and then we'll see where we end up after that.
So do you think that you guys are going through the fact that you guys made it to the Super Bowl, that teams are gunning for you guys, so to speak?
It's hard to say no to that, honestly. I mean, because we were there. Everybody wants to knock off the NFC champions. Everybody wants to knock off a team that went to the Super Bowl last year. Um, it's a weird year, and I don't subscribe to the whole. Uh, the team is different because we lost 5 defenders or 5 starters, and then the coordinators. Um, I want to put the blame on the coordinators, but I think quietly a lot of the blame goes on Sirianni. This smells a lot like 2021 all over again. Play calling looks very similar before it was passed off to Shane Steichen in 22. So it's a tough pill to swallow right now. But like I said, there's 4 weeks left, so we'll see how it plays out.
You think it's
So why-
arrogance on the coach's part with the play calling? You think it's arrogance because, hey, we've been there and we have our talent is so superior to everybody else's. So do you think it's arrogant when it comes to the play calling on both sides of the ball?
No, I don't think it's arrogance at all because the play calling is very timid. Right? There's no aggressiveness there. Right? It's either RPO or 9 routes. Like there's not a lot there right now. Like this team has become very vanilla over the last few weeks. Whether that's on both sides of the ball. If that's the guys are gassed, that's fine, but that's not an excuse, right? That shouldn't be a reason why you become vanilla because you're tired. Are they mentally beat? God, I hope not, right? Because if San Francisco mentally beat the team and you guys put the nail in a coffin, then the rest of the season is not going to be good, right? And it's going to be problematic. The problem is neither one of the coordinators are going anywhere next year. I don't see it.
So why do you think that you guys aren't running the ball more? You got a couple stud running backs.
Bro, that's a really good question. I mean, we were doing it earlier in the year. We were leading the NFL in yards per carry, with Swift, with Cam Jurgens, and we're creating holes and we were running. And it wasn't like we were playing nobodies, right? Like week 3 when we played the Bucks, right? At that point, they were the number 2 rush defense in the NFL, and we ran all over them. But we're playing teams that are not good against the run, and we're getting 20 yards, 40 yards, 2 yards per carry with our offensive line. I mean, I just don't understand it. The play calling has gotten really bad. I don't know if defense is just
I'm about to say, what is the Cowboys' Achilles heel?
running the ball directly at him. Not off tackle, not sweeps. Friggin' A gap, B gap runs. And you guys were hitting the freaking C gap. Bless. Like it was just, hey, come on in. You guys come right on through. We're not even going to stop you. So I don't know, man. It's really weird. Like I said, the D line, just they're attacking the other offensive lines. The way they're going about it right now, just it doesn't sit well. These guys are way too talented to just straight rush fours.
K Boogie, where do you find?
Yo, these are my partners, man. These are my partners in crime, man. Yo, listen, here in New York, New Jersey, man, we talk so much smack. You have no clue. That's my man, Dow D. What up, baby? He's a Giant fan. Listen, some of the conversations that we have between the Giant fans, Cowboys, Eagles, and the Commanders, trust me, we need our own X-rated show. Trust me. What is what it is. You have no clue. Oh my God.
The Giants have been drowning all year. They decided to come up for air, and now they are the next spaghetti eating.
Yo, the Italians are gonna get us. The Italians are gonna get us.
It's in the wrist. It's
yes,
in the wrist,
sir.
boys.
The
It's in the
Italians are
wrist.
gonna get us, man.
You're too
Hey, it is
stiff,
what it
bro.
is. They feeling themselves. They feeling themselves right
Yeah,
now. They
they
feeling
really are.
themselves. They
Well,
feeling
Especially
themselves.
after last night.
all I'm gonna say is this:
Dow
Daryl
D.
Davis, Daryl D, D double D, whatever your name is. All I'm gonna say is this: have that same confidence against the Eagles 2 times this year. That's all I'm asking you to do. I ain't never asked the Giants to do anything else for us. Look, we done whooped y'all ass twice this year, so we can't talk about us no more. So with that being said, do your job and take care of the Eagles at least one time this year for us. That's all I'm asking you to do. All right, buy your boy Tommy DeVito I don't know, an Italian sub or something, whatever the hell they eat out there in New Jersey.
Chicken
Cutlets.
parmesan, some cutlet, some chicken
Cutlets.
parmesan, some
Cutlets.
cutlets. You know what I'm
He
saying?
wants some penne vodka. That's you. Did you see
Penne's
the little
good
clip?
too. I love it.
Did you see the clip where he was doing his 5, greatest entrees for Italians or whatever with the other
No, I didn't
TikTok
see
dude?
No,
that.
I ain't say that.
Bro, it's hilarious. Hilarious.
I
So
like
we
angel hair
play
pasta
them-
myself, so it is what it is.
We play at home first. Week 18, we play in New York.
Yeah, the last game of the year y'all played
Yeah.
against the Giants.
So this is going to be a 3-team race toward the end of the season. Cowboys, Eagles, and 49ers. Obviously the Eagles have the quote easiest schedule. I don't think that they do, because you're going to have a hungry Seattle who's going to try to make it to the playoffs. You got the Giants. That's a division foe that you have to see twice in 3 weeks. So yes, on paper, on stats wise, it's easy, so to speak. But if anybody knows the NFC East, especially in week 17 and 18, there's going to be an upset somewhere. It's going to be an upset somewhere. San Francisco, the Rams have not been looking bad as of late. So it's not going to be an easy road for them. And then obviously we have the hardest schedule out of the 3 teams. So it's not going to be easy for us.
Yeah.
If somehow we end up all 3 of us end up winning all 4 of our games, then San Francisco will be 1. You guys would be 2, and we would be 5.
Yeah. Conference records.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So these last 4 weeks of the season, as we were saying earlier, I'm not even worried about the playoffs. I'm ready to enjoy these last 4 weeks to see what the Cowboys are really, how we really are. I know, Jeff, you're looking at at your schedule and saying, hey, how can we right this ship and get back on a winning track to get it going into the playoffs? And neither one of us give a shit about what's going on in San Francisco. So,
I mean, there's only one game that I see giving them problems, right? And that's their Baltimore game. But it's an AFC team, so it is at home, but it's still Lamar. Lamar is the one thing I can say about Lamar. As much as I've called him Duck for years, right? Because he throws a ball and it looks like a lame duck, right? Just wobbles, right? Especially when it's cold, right? But the last few years he has gotten better. OBJ seems like he's found his groove, right? So I think there's some things going on there that makes them somebody to look at for sure. Same with Buffalo. Buffalo all of a sudden decided they wanted to just turn up. So, yeah, man. Between the 3 of those teams and that race, I think it's going to be interesting to see how it plays out.
Yo, Dow, funny. Yo, Dow.
I don't smoke.
Yo,
I sip.
that's what he don't smoke. He sips, D.
I mean, unless it's a cigar, right? That's where I get the Smoky Batman from, cigars, but can't smoke in the house.
It's gonna be interesting the last 4 weeks. That's all I gotta say.
So it looks
There's no
like
AJ Hawk addicts up here.
So it looks like we're gonna have a Eagles, Giants, and Cowboys talk show once a week, because man, some of your friends, K Boogie, Wow.
Yep, some of my friends, listen, let me tell you, you don't know the half. You don't know the half, man.
Bourbon there.
You don't know the half. Listen, I'm telling you, here in the Northeast, man, all it is trash talk. That's why I'm so used to it, yo. That's it. Barbershops everywhere. We just talk. Train, buses. You say you're a Cowboy fan. He say you're a Giant fan. You say you're Eagle fan. He say he's a Commander fan. It's all this all day. It's all this all
Well,
day.
I used to go up to Virginia a lot, Washington. Go into DC a lot. I've been in New York or New Jersey, and it's amazing how divided the fan bases are in those areas, especially the Virginia DC area. You would think that would be all Washington. No, half of that is Cowboys, the other half is Washington.
Yes,
Then
sir.
once you get up to the Pennsylvania, New York, New Jersey, that whole area, you would think that it would be obviously Pennsylvania is split between the Steelers and the Eagles. But when it comes to the NFC teams, you would think that there's a lot of let's go to the New York boroughs, the New York and New Jersey boroughs. You would have think that it would be Jets and Giants up there. No, you got Cowboys, Philadelphia, and New York.
Man, everything here, boy.
Everybody there. So I love it. I love it. I love being here in Atlanta and seeing all the different clubs that we have down here and all the the watch parties I see of different fan bases. But I love the fact that all of them hate the Cowboys. I love it.
Hey, Dallas, we hate you. They showed that how many times when we was playing the Eagles? Dallas, we hate you. I'm like, see, that's where it all started from, right there.
Yeah. But on the real, we've had to happen. You had to come on in the beginning of the show sometime, Jeff.
Yeah, I got to get everybody.
Where's Wayne? Where's Wayne? I should tell Wayne to get back on the show.
I spent like 4 hours tonight working on my garage. So my daughter's birthday party is this weekend, and I got to clean out the garage because they're gonna all like paint. I'm not letting them in the house. They're doing that shit in the garage. So clearing space and making sure they got enough room in there so they can paint. They're doing like a sketch and sip kind of deal.
How old is your daughter?
Obviously, without the sip.
Yeah, right? I was about to say, how old is your daughter?
She's 7.
I'm like, wait a minute. She's 7. Yeah, she's sipping on some Kool-Aid.
Yeah,
here we go.
Some water.
She's sipping on some Kool-Aid.
That's why I said it's like sketch and sip without the sip. They're just sketching. So,
so back to football. Very interesting week in the NFL this week. It was a lot of upsets.
Yeah.
What I mean by a lot of upsets, and that should show you not only the parity in the NFL, but it also should tell you that this week is starting to separate. These last few weeks is going to separate the good coaches from the bad coaches. Mm-hmm. It's going to separate the desperate coaches from the coaches who are really going to lose their, who are on the bubble to lose their job. Desperate coaches are going to start. Pete Carroll, he's going to give somebody hell for the rest of the season. Because that's just the type of coach that he is.
Yep.
I imagine that Ron Rivera in Washington, he's playing for his job next year. So, even the Giants and DeVito, he's playing for a job. So no team, especially teams going into playoffs, should take these last 4 weeks lightly. Look at what the Steelers did a couple of years ago. Well, they was 13-0 starting their season out and then barely made the playoffs. Or were they 10-0 and didn't make it?
11.
11
and didn't make it.
And didn't make the playoffs.
Yep. That was one of Roethlisberger's last years.
And that's how I became a Cowboys fan, Daryl. I grew up in Indiana watching Tony Dorsett in the early 70s. And I had, like I said, I had to watch the Cowboys, Steelers, Minnesota, and don't forget the Raiders and Miami. And that's how I became a Cowboys fan.
Thomas Hollywood Henderson for me, baby. Hollywood, baby. Hollywood. Thomas Hollywood Henderson.
So we got about 10 minutes to go. You guys want to go over the schedule this week? Do some game predictions?
Let's pull it up.
Yeah, there's games on Saturday, too. What is there? 4 games on Saturday or 3 games on Saturday?
3 of them. 1,
That's
4.
crazy.
Excuse me. Sorry.
All right, let's look at ESPN.
So we got Thursday here. All right, here we go. Let me pull them up.
Chargers and Raiders.
All right.
Chargers have no quarterback.
Nope.
All right. We got Chargers and Raiders.
Herbert is gone for the season. He's out. He
Yep.
broke his finger.
On the other hand,
So he's done.
broke fingers on both hands.
All right. So who y'all got? Who you got, Nikki?
Raiders are at home, right?
Yep.
Yeah, Nikki's on mute.
They're -3.
All right. Look like she
Take
froze. All
Yeah,
right.
I think she's frozen.
So I got Raiders.
Yeah, that's the easy one.
Same.
All right. Then we got Vikings and Bengals.
Bengals are 3.5.
Okay, wait a
favorites
minute.
at
Go
home.
back up. Who y'all? What was the first one?
Raiders and Chargers.
Oh Lord, that's a struggle game. Neither one. I don't know because the Raiders couldn't score. The Raiders couldn't even score a field goal.
No, that was
Shit.
trifling.
Yeah, but Herbert is out. He's out for the
Herbert
year.
is out. Who gonna be their backup quarterback? Well, it don't matter because they.
Eaton, and somebody.
Oh, never mind. I'm gonna go with Raiders.
A soggy trash bag is their backup quarterback.
All right. So we got Bengals, Vikings on Saturday.
I'm taking the Bengals on that one.
I'm gonna go with Bengals.
Yeah, Bengals, man. That I forget that backup kid's name, man, but he's
Browning?
been balling.
Yeah,
Browning,
Browning.
yeah.
Yeah,
He's
he
been balling.
balling. Yeah, he balling.
All
I'm gonna
right.
have to take the spread on that one. They're 3.5-point favorites at home. I'm gonna have to take that. Oh, sports betting officially live in Florida. Bless you. Bless you.
Oh, wow. All right. I'm going with the Bengals also. You got Colts and Steelers.
I'm taking the Colts.
Colts. I'm going with Colts.
I'm going
Steelers
Colts
can't do
also.
nothing.
Yeah, I'm going Colts also.
Yeah, Colts are -3 at home.
All right, here we got Broncos, Lions.
Woo!
Lions -5 at home.
I don't know.
Nasty.
Broncos been playing lately. Lions has been disappointing.
They have.
I think Sean Payton coaching his team. He got him in the right direction. Russell Wilson then gave birth to his new daughter. I'm gonna go with Russ.
I'm going with Russ too. The Lions defense is horrible. And Sean Payton is a pretty good coach. So I'm going with Denver also.
I think I'll be the lone wolf. I'm gonna go with the Lions because the Lions need this game because Minnesota's 2 games behind them, and the Lions need this game. They're gonna play desperate. So I'm gonna go with the Lions on this one, and they're playing at home.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, I'm gonna take the Lions, but I'm gonna have the Broncos cover the -5.
He go back.
All right, we got Giants at Saints.
Saints.
I don't know.
Look, we can
I don't
Who's
know.
that one?
Yeah, but the Saints are playing at home though.
Are they playing at home?
Ain't no
What is that?
Italian food in New Orleans. Man, please.
Well, I mean, they done played at home a whole lot of games and they done lost.
Hold on now. I know this line ain't right. -45 for the
Yep.
Saints.
Yeah.
45, not 4.5. 45.
That's
It's got to
wrong.
be 4.5.
It got to be 4.5.
It has
That's
to be.
wrong.
That is bananas. Like,
Somebody gonna
Yeah,
lose
they
some
gotta
money
be.
real
Yeah,
quick.
yeah, they gotta be wrong. But yeah, Saints at home,
45.
reeling Giants.
Stuff with that garbage.
The Giants are playing good, but the Saints playing good. Again,
Yeah,
the
but
Saints
the
are playing
Saints have a good defense.
They
Saints
do.
need this too. They want to. Hey, that the NFC South is
It's
really
wide
tight.
open. They all tied. They all got the same record. Well, except Carolina.
I'm going with the Saints.
I'm curious if the Derek Carr and the center fight thing is going to cause any problems this week. You know what? Give me the Giants.
Mm.
Okay.
Give me the Giants and old Tommy Cutlets.
Oh man!
All right.
Well,
We
Saints on now.
you know how I
got-
feel about their team, so I'm not even saying their name.
I know you can't.
you got Bears and Browns.
That's gonna be a tough game too.
Bears and who?
No,
The
They're
Bears
playing
and the
in
Browns.
Cleveland. They're playing in Cleveland.
I'm gonna go with my man, Mr. Flacco.
Problem with that. He's back on the practice squad. If they don't sign him to a deal, he don't play.
Yeah,
Joe Flacco gonna play.
They have to sign him to a deal.
They're gonna make it happen because they're in the playoff hunt, so they definitely gonna have to sign him. Even though my man's been balling, playing lights out as quarterback, so
Justin Fields, or are you talking about Flacco?
Both, but I'm gonna go with the Browns. I'm going
with the Browns too. Got Falcons and Panthers.
Falcons.
Yeah, have to. What's the line on that one? Falcons -3 at Carolina.
That's a 6 point.
Okay, what's the line for Bears and Browns?
Right now on ESPN, it's Browns -3 at home.
Okay.
All right, got Buccaneers and Packers.
I'm gonna say Jordan Love. I'm gonna go with Packers.
I'm gonna take the Packers as well.
Yep.
I'm going Packers as well too.
They're 3.5-point favorites.
Got Jets, Dolphins.
No way in hell the Jets gonna win that game.
9.5-point.
Yeah, I don't see Dolphins losing 2 in a row.
No, I think they correct those mistakes. Depending on how Tyreek feels,
right.
Clearly, that changes the offense there.
Right.
So I'll take Miami and I'll take the spread.
All right.
I think that what's his name, Zach Wilson game last week, where he actually had a decent game. I think that was a fluke.
All right, you got Chiefs, Patriots.
The Cougar Slayers.
Chiefs.
I'm gonna take Chiefs. I see them bouncing back this week.
Chiefs -10.
Texas Titans.
That's gonna be a close game. I'm taking the Titans. I'm taking the Titans on that one now.
Where they playing at?
Tennessee.
Yeah, and I don't know how healthy CJ Stroud is from that concussion.
And his starting wide receivers are out anywhere.
Yeah, he may not play.
What's the line?
2.5 for Tennessee.
Okay.
At home. I'm going to take Tennessee riding off that Monday night with Will Levis.
Yeah, that was crazy.
That was crazy.
1 in 710 or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Was the some insane number like that where he came back, with 2.5 minutes by 14. Jesus.
All right, we got the 49ers and the Cardinals.
49ers, they're gonna beat the brakes out them damn people.
13.5.
But it is a division game, and anything can happen. But I still feel I know 49ers gonna beat them.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going 49ers. Got Commanders and Rams.
Rams
on that one.
I'm going with Rams. What the line say, Jeff?
Rams are 6.5 point favorites at home.
Right? We underdogs in Buffalo as well, right? We underdogs, right?
I think so. Yeah.
What's
I think
the
only
line?
by a point. I think only by a point and a half. It's 2.5 right now on ESPN.
2.5.
Yeah.
All right. So I'm going Cowboys. And I'm going Cowboys not because I'm a homer. I'm going because this has got to be another motivation game for us. We have to pull these games off to keep pace. I think that we want to try to get some type of home field advantage, whether it be the 1 or 2 seed. So I think this is going to be a good defensive game. So that's what
Right.
I'm going with. I'm going with us.
This is the
Ravens.
game.
Yeah, Ravens, Jaguars.
I'm taking
Right.
the Jags. I'm taking the Jags.
I'm going to lone dog on Buffalo. Just
You going to okay?
Because the hateration.
Yeah, we know. We know.
Oh,
We already know.
No, I mean, your team is fantastic, right? I'm not going to knock the team at all, right? I think Buffalo has kind of found their groove right now. Buffalo at home, Dak outside in the cold, they don't play
Yeah.
as well away as they do at home.
Yeah.
Something just tells me.
but the game's on turf. We're playing on turf, not grass. Remember that. It's on turf.
Yeah,
Outside
but it's
or not.
outside.
Don't matter. We
Okay.
Cowboys. We be all right.
I mean, FPI favorite Cowboys by 0.2%, 50.5% to win. 50.5. That's a toss up.
That is a toss-up game. Yeah, it's a toss-up.
Yep.
I saw that.
One mistake can change that whole game.
Absolutely. 100%.
All right, Ravens, Jaguars. I heard a
I'm taking the Jags. You know, the Jags beat the Ravens last year, too.
But
At
I don't
home,
know
so I'm
how
going with
healthy
Jags.
is. I don't know how healthy Trevor Lawrence is.
He looked fine.
He looked fine. He just had some stupid mistakes last week against the Browns,
Yeah.
but I'm taking the Jags on this one.
I'm going Ravens.
Yeah.
I'm going Ravens.
Are 3.5-point road favorites. It's Duval, man. I'm gonna go with Jacksonville.
All right, and for the Cowboy fans, the game of the
Which
week.
one we going with? Seahawks or Eagles?
We already know.
Well, shit, I'm going with the Hawks on this one. Upset special of the week.
They can lose,
Hateration.
both lose, tie.
Don't say that because they might tie.
Nah, man.
And if they tie, it's gonna hurt us.
Yeah, I know. Don't tie.
But Gino is not healthy.
He may be back. But also Drew Lock played really well against you guys, so
Yeah, but they're playing at home though. Seattle's playing at home.
yeah.
They should have
We
both
also
running
have-
backs too.
We haven't beat Seattle since what year was it? It's been a while, right? It's been a while, and a lot of it had to do with Russ. I'm hoping for a bounce back game.
They're playing desperate. They're gonna be desperate too.
I think both teams are.
Yeah. Well, this is your boy says go Gino.
Long as DK don't freaking suplex nobody else, we'll be good to go.
All right.
Bradbury better stay out the way. All I know is Bradbury better stay out the way.
Yeah, man.
All right. Well, it was a fun week in the NFL, except for Philly fans. I know that it wasn't a fun week for you guys. But, however, it's the last month of the regular season. Look for some good football coming up this weekend. And we got Thursday, Saturday, and Sunday games, and Monday. So we got 4 days of NFL to watch. So
Yes.
enjoy these last 4 weeks of football, Cowboy fans. So thank you, Daryl. We appreciate it, bro. Yeah, we're some objective guys here, Daryl. We contrary to popular belief, we root our teams on. We know how to say when our teams is fucking up or not.
Exactly. We're not going to Super Bowl just yet, right?
Yeah. We're not. No, You can come on this show and call Cowboys fans delusional, but don't come on this show and call us delusional. And that's speaking even with Jeff. You know, we on Sunday for 3, and I think I put in our group that you know, for the next 11 and a half hours, nobody in that group was my friend. And Jeff was the first one to come on that post and say, okay.
You already know. You already know.
But
Yeah.
even after that Eagles loss, I think I only put in a couple of ha-has. But at the same time, because I'm friends with some of those, you know, I felt bad for my friends. I didn't feel bad that the Eagles lost, but I did feel bad for my friends, you know. So
I was waiting for the scooter ha-ha from you.
No, you wouldn't get. You wouldn't. I put up the old Eagle man with the little hat.
Yeah.
He cried. I had to put that up.
Yeah.
No, hey, Dez
I've
did
seen
it.
that guy.
Dez got in the Gilly, so I'm happy. Dez went at Gilly, so I'm good. I'm good. He gave it to him, so I'm good.
Yeah.
Well, now we got to see if D-Jack pays up.
D-Jack
Right. I
gonna
wonder
pay
if he
up.
paid up. Right.
D-Jack gonna
Oh,
pay
and
up.
what's up with D Jackson? He's kind of pissed off. He said it's disrespectful that y'all kicker is wearing his number.
Oh, the punter. Yeah.
Punter.
Braden Mann. Yeah.
Yeah.
Bro,
He
he's
said
not retired yet, bro.
right. He said it's disrespectful. He said it's disrespectful that y'all even allowed that number to be worn by a punter.
D-Jack, he is not even. D-Jack is a
My
good
man.
Eagles player, but he's not an Eagles legend.
My man.
You know, he's not. I mean, you can tell me if I'm wrong, Jeff, or not. But he's not an Eagles legend.
I mean, he's
an Eagles
borderline,
favorite.
maybe.
He's a fan favorite, but
He's a
legend.
fan favorite, yeah. But he's not a legend.
I mean, he's borderline, right? But there's an old nickname that people gave Deshaun back in the day, and I know Andrea has said it a lot, Me Jack, right?
Yeah.
Because he loves him some me, right?
Yeah.
So
I mean, I'll give him his credit. He killed us a couple times.
Oh, he killed us a couple. He used to always kill us. He was always good for one damn touchdown, one burnt eye ass. Always.
Yeah.
Miracle at the Meadowlands.
Always.
You know?
Yeah.
Miracle at the Meadowlands #2. I mean, it's every time you see Deshaun, that highlight comes up, and I love it.
Yep.
Because it's against Giants fans.
But them injuries caught up with him though.
But he's not in the status of, you know, McNabb or some of the other greats, you know, from Philly. Even some of the older great wide receivers, Chris Carter's and the
Cunningham.
Cunningham. He's not a great.
Oh, Shady? Is he a great? Is Shady a great?
No.
Shady's a great. Yeah, he's still a single season rushing leader.
God damn.
Yeah,
he had
one good year.
That's the one that he's got the rushing leader for us. Shady is beloved in Philly.
I bet he is. Harold Carmichael is a great. Harold Carmichael's a great.
He is.
Wilbur Montgomery, they're great. You know what I'm saying?
That's why I got a Carmichael jersey. I got me an old Mitchell and S. Carmichael John.
You know, I remember the old Eagles under Buddy Ryan. You know, I remember those defenses. Those were greats to me, you know. So it is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
It's old man time.
9 minutes overdue.
Man.
Yeah,
9 minutes overdue.
It's old man time. So I'll let
No, you don't. No, you will not.
What? I won't let who? You talking to you?
Yeah.
I was gonna let our brother for another take us out tonight.
Okay. As long as we got that understood.
Ain't that a beat?
Hey, ooh, shut your mouth.
Jeff, you want to take us out tonight, man?
Yeah, man. Hey, everybody, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for all your interaction in the comments. You know, thanks for keeping us laughing, keeping us talking. To everybody on the panel, man, I appreciate you guys weekly. You know, I know it's kind of understood here at home now that I come on here. I know I get on late, but I got to make sure everybody gets to bed. But I appreciate you guys having me on every week, knowing that, you know, I'm a different shade of color, right? Green. So I appreciate it.
You know what some of
Green.
their minds was going.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Like, damn, Jeff, really? That's what we doing now on this show?
You know what some
Green.
of their minds was
I
going.
always wear my green. You know why. So, hey, I appreciate it. Thanks again, everybody. Nikki, I appreciate you. Boogie and Sean, I appreciate you guys, even for all the talk on the offside when we're not here.
Right.
You know, doing this on a weekly basis, man. I appreciate y'all.
Right. Yeah, we kind of had that conversation earlier before you got on about the fans and, you know, how, you know, we call these players bums and or say that they're nobodies, but actuality they are somebody because we don't know their stories. We don't know their struggles. You don't know what people going through, you know. And some of them football kept them alive. You know, let's just keep it real. Some of them, with some of the mistakes that they make and some of the character things they do while with a team that we get so upset about. Why you doing that? You a millionaire. You know, football kept them alive. Kept them out the streets. You know, so sometimes we just have to be a little, you know, considerate, even though they might be playing bad, whatever, but they're still somebody. So yeah, you missed a little mushy, Nikki. Now it's back to business. And it's still F your team.
Yo, she put on Jake from State Farm jumping over.
Put it. Oh my
God. Lord. Jake. Oh God, Jake.
Take the licks. Take the licks.
Jake from State Farm, Lord.
All
Shout
right.
out to Magic City too. Can't forget Magic City. Shout out to Magic City on the note. Man, that's right. Shout out to Magic City, baby.
There
Our
it is.
silent
The
sponsor.
unofficial sponsor.
Exactly.
All right. Well, everybody have a blessed night, a great week. I will talk to you guys on Tuesday. I'll probably be in and out the chat. I'll be gone on a cruise. I leave out Thursday, so I'll be catching the game from the boat. But
have a great time.
All right, well, have fun and be careful.
I will, and I'll see you guys. I'll see you guys in the chat.
Get that drink package.
Got it.
Nah, get the dance package. Get the dance on. Get your dance on. You're on the cruise. Get your dance on.
All right.
All right.
Later.
Good night.
Have fun. Good night.